Hello, everyone. It's a rainy, horrible, yucky day, and the internet's gone out. So we're going to do a dive into the chess world with our beautiful chess set into the past. How far are we going to go back? 1879 to Paris, the land of love. Perfect place for chess. Perfect place for chess. Very old game. We're going to learn a lot from this game. This game is about how peace development is much better than greed. Now, we've got Schweitzer on the white, Alexander on the black. I'm probably saying their names wrong, but it's not my fault. Never my fault. And white will start off with E2 to E4. Doing the king pawn 2, which is very, very normal. Black responds with E7 to E5. Once again, a very, very normal response. White then promotes their queen pawn from D2 to D4. Very, very normal. Then black does something I disagree with. Even though it's actually okay, there's other moves you can do after it. But they decide to take. So they have one pawn. Obviously, they take with E5. It takes on D4. Then white doesn't care about that at all. Not one little bit. They can take here with the queen, but they don't care. They decide to promote their next pawn, everyone, and they promote C2 to C3. Black, once again, this is about greed, remember, versus peace development. We're going to learn a lot today. Black takes again. D4 takes C3. Boom. Now they've got 2 pawns. Does white care? No, they don't. White doesn't care at all. They move their bishop, everyone, from F1 to C4 to bring it over here. So F1 to C4. Bringing it over there to promote peace development again. Once again, black, greedy, takes. Boom. Black takes there. I should say, black takes there with C3 to B2. With C3 to B2. Then, obviously, white does have to take. White does have to take. They take from C1 to B2. Now, if we pause here and have a look here, we can see that white has 3 pawns and black has 1 pawn. But white has enormous peace development and black has basically gone nowhere. Once again, though, black really going out for the greed factor. They really are. They come out here. I should say the move. Sorry, everyone, of course. Queen goes D8 to G5, coming out to attack the unprotected pawn down here. Does white care? They don't. They move their knight from G1 to F3. Now, what that does is a lot. It attacks the queen. It protects this square, which is important later on. And it protects this square, which is very important later on as well. Okay? So the horse comes out and attacks the queen. So obviously the queen does have to move. What does the queen do? The queen becomes greedy again. The queen becomes greedy again. Yeah, G5 to G2. So they move straight down here. Boom. Take the pawn. So now they've got 4 pawns to the 1 pawn, everyone. So G5 takes D2. But they've put them, basically they've lost. Already. They have. They've put themselves in an absolutely horrible, 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 horrible position, everyone. So, and we're about to see why now. Okay? Now, we have our knight, our bishop moves from C4 to F7. Go in check. So they get another pawn back. Now, the king 10 take, but that would be crazy. Because if the king takes there, castle moves here. Protected by the horse. Pawn protected by the horse. Castle protected by the horse. Horse protected by the queen. Queen can go here, and that's the only square And when queen goes here, horse goes here, goes check. And they lose their beautiful queen. So the king dare not take that bishop, even though the bishop's not protected by the looks of it, which is why the castle didn't move earlier, trying to set the trap, hoping that they fall into it. Yeah? So the king cannot take at all. So the king must move from e8 to d8, because if they move to the brown square, it's craziness. So the king must move from e8 to d8. Now, we have the queen, the white, putting tempo onto the queen. The h1 to g1. I've got to remember to actually say these movements, even though I haven't got them written on the board. I know I don't. But h1 to g1 and adding tempo to the queen. Now, you would think that would make the queen move, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. Brown realising, or black realising, that they've got zero piece development, which they do. They've got absolutely zero piece development. They choose to bring their bishop out from f8 to b4, going check on the king. Now, white can block with the bishop, which would force the bishop to take. It would actually force the bishop to take. But there's smarter ways to go about it, even though I think most players would probably put the bishop there to block the check, to add tempo, knowing that they are on the queen already. But it doesn't quite work. So white knows this, so they actually play a lot smarter, and they play a knight b1 to c3, blocking the check. Next, of course, black must now do something with their queen. They must move their queen because they've got tempo on the queen. So they go from, as we said, from g2 to h3, which is their only square available to them. So they must go there. Yeah. White's next move is the rook, of course, g1 to g3, landing tempo on the queen again, which forces the queen to make a decision straight away, which is to go to either hr3 or h4. h4 does allow the horse movement to add tempo with the queen on the queen for a queen swap. No, it's protected by the castle, not the horse, because that's an exposed check. So they have got a choice to go there, but I believe that they know that going there leaves the horse to move to add tempo on the queen. And they do want to get rid of this queen, because this queen is a valuable protector down here. And once it's gone, it's all over. So black, knowing this, is forced all the way back to there. So the queen forced back all the way back to h6. Then the queen, for white, decides to add tempo onto the bishop, coming over here from d1 to b3, so ab3, from d1 to b3. Now that adds tempo on the bishop, which is unprotected, and it also doubles up onto the horse, which white doesn't actually care about. But they do have two on the horse, so they can take the horse next move if they want to. So they can actually get a major piece if they want to in advantage. Black does know this, so black in turn is kind of forced to do something about that, obviously. So what they do, everyone, is they take with the bishop, b4 takes c3 to go check. So now they have 4 pawns and a horse, but obviously they're going to lose a bishop. Now, most players, I believe, would take here with the bishop. Why? Taking here with the bishop lines up down here on this corner. And then you have a forked piece with the castle and the bishop. So if they take there with the bishop, they do have a bishop move there, next move to try and attack there, which is a fork on the castle and the queen. But white, being much more smart this game, has bigger fish to fry. So we've got queen b3 takes c3. White has much bigger fish to fry. They really, really do. So white really has amazing peak development. And if you look, black's got basically zippity-doo-dah-day. They've got zippity-doo-dah-day. Now, let's look at some courageous moves. Are we ready, everyone, for some magic? Some magic from Paris. Don't know if he's ready or not. This could be ready. These aren't ready. These aren't ready. So what we'll do is we'll do black's move. We've got knight G8 to F6, everyone. So knight now comes out because we still did have a double piece where we could do a fork with the queen. Queen couldn't take. If they did, they lost the queen, and it was a little major piece, but not really massive. So the queen did come out as a block, feeling like the horse, come out as a block there, feeling like they're actually going to get a bit of black piece development. But it really is all over for black, even if they don't know it at all. Even if they don't know it at all. White comes down, everyone, with a crazy move now. They go rook G3 to G6. Hitting the queen. For a beginner, this looks crazy. Queen can't take. The queen takes. Bishop takes castle. Pawn can take. And we're taking away another defender. Pawn takes. Absolutely crazy. Next crazy move. Queen goes from C3 to F6. Queen sacrifices for a horse. And goes check. Forced move. Only move possible is the pawn takes the queen. Allowing for surgical precision of the bishop to take the pawn. And go checkmate. Isn't that absolutely just stunning? To look at that, I say, the greed, the absolute greed of Brown. As you can see, the castle, the horse, the bishop, 4 pawns, not even moved. King forced across, castle not even moved. And they sacrificed all that for greed. White knew they could sacrifice. We've got the queen and the horse and a castle. For bishop, horse, 3 pawns for 4. But White knew that piece development would win over greed. I wonder what you thought of that incredible game, everyone. I say 1879 in Paris. Just amazing precision. Throwing away pieces unneeded for the surgical checkmate. If you enjoyed this video, hit the sub notification and let me know in the comments. Would you like to see some more analysis? We're not editing that out. No! Would you like to see some more analysis on some chess? This is Pixels. Full respect to you all.